Welcome back. And look at you, still as fresh as a newborn babe. Most aspiring soul wardens return looking at least a little pale. You must have extra soul to spare. I have had time to give our predicament some thought. While we now possess an Izoth staff, it is but a beginning, and even armed with such an implement, we too are no bulwark against corruption. I think so. Go back to Oxborough. Shout from the rooftops. Bang pots and pans if you must. Rally their men and women at arms to meet the armies coming their way. You hold their only hope for salvation. I must make preparations. The hardest part of becoming a soul warden is still ahead, my young friend. Rally the city against the corrupted in the north, and then meet me in the southern ruins. Then you can become a true soul warden. If you still wish it.
At last! The armillary sphere! I'll insert the keys and... That's unexpected. Well, the good news is that I now know the purpose of the obelisks. They drew power from the heavens to protect the land against corruption. The system is quite delicate. It hasn't been functioning properly for hundreds of years, and our enthusiastic investigation did not help matters. That's an overstatement. I prefer to say we failed to repair the corruption shield and contributed to its deteriorated state. The ancients are long gone, yet they've taught me a sharp lesson in humility. You've done so much for me in my research, friend. You remind me of one of my former colleagues, Simon Gray. We had a bit of a rivalry, as you might imagine. Simon led the expedition into the Amrine excavation of Windswood many years ago, and never returned. I still say the real genius behind Simon was his foreman, who mapped every ancient ruin in all Aeternum. Who knows? He never returned from the excavation either. I assume they're both dead. Or worse. Say, though, if some bold soul, such as yourself, were to get me the foreman's ledger, I would offer a handsome reward.
last. Someone in this foppish little city I can have a decent conversation with. Come on over. Have a minute with your friend Grace. I've been poking around town, collecting gossip from all these fine lords and ladies. I might stay a while. There's a lot of coin changing hands around here, let me tell you. This town is much older than it looks. Believe it or not, it was the bleeding Roman legions that first made it into a proper village. But it soon became a trading hub for all sorts. The crossroads of Aeternum. And so it was. People coming from all over to buy and sell, and the gold in the town's coffers piled up. The trade barons ran the place for profit. No kings, no queens, and no messing. Each of the town's factions had its own enforcers, and for a while that seemed to work. But it was only a matter of time until vice and greed turned to violence. Fighting broke out in the streets, and the whole town burned down. But coin has a way of fixing things fast. Out of the ashes, the town of Oxborough came to life. The trade barons built it back, bigger, stronger, and more profitable than ever. And word is it's been smooth sailing ever since. Even when the corruption spread across the land centuries ago, Oxborough was still sitting pretty. These days, coin's flowing like never before, but the trade barons hoard their wealth from the shadows. It may be tricky, but there's a fortune to be made here, and Grace O'Malley won't be leaving until she gets her share. So now you know what I've been up to. What about you? I see that fancy new staff you're toting around. What do you plan to do with that? I thought enough red-eyed rotters on the beach. If you get in a jam, I've got your back. But I'm not enlisting in that crusade. These fine folks seem to think they haven't a problem in the world beyond a shortage of herbs. You might try the constable. That's the one. She's a former Roman legionnaire. And you didn't hear it from me, but I hear her husband's gone missing. She might listen.
Hello, my busy friend. The signs are good today. I feel quite certain today's the day Centurion Mesha will finally return home. Corrupted? That's preposterous. He's battled the demon hordes more times across the centuries than I can count. Besides, I would have seen the signs. I've heard the reports, of course. Corrupted in some isolated spots in North Everfall. But they're not massing for an attack. All the signs are good. Now you sound like my husband, always skeptical. He'll return soon. For now, try Captain Dubois. Perhaps he can spare some soldiers for you.
A fine day to you, traveler. I trust your meeting with the constable was mutually beneficial? Was there anything I can offer you to support your interests? Oh, well, I've heard the reports, and I salute your courage in battling the Crimson Menace. That staff appears to be a formidable weapon. Unfortunately, I cannot send soldiers to join you on your mission. Every available guardsman is deployed now in an effort to combat the current crisis. Why, you haven't heard? Impossible! There's a devastating shortage of herbs. Many of our wealthier citizens depend on such herbs for happiness and health. The herbalist who normally caters to our city is named Ao, but he hasn't made an appearance in months. We've sent search parties. For Oxborough, it is a crisis of the highest order. So by all means, your campaign gets my full moral support. But do look out for How. Good luck!
These foul corrupted will suffer as I have. I'm sure they can still feel pain. I'm sure they can howl with anguish. So, Lee told you about Audrey. Yes, this is for her. She was killed in her own home and never came back. I don't know why this happened. Only that it forever changed the trajectory of my life. I searched for weeks, but she never returned to me, and no one could find any trace of her. Defeating the corrupted that did this to her won't bring her back, but I don't care. I want those monsters to feel even a sliver of my pain. So, the lieutenants have been defeated. Good. They deserve much worse. But this will suffice for now. Oh, that locket reminds me of happier days. Days when we would go to Meadow Lake Fishery to gather her favorite flowers and watch the sun set across the water. No, it is too painful. But if you find yourself heading in the direction of Meadow Lake Fishery, perhaps you could gather a bouquet for her. No matter where she is, what became of her, I think Audrey would like that. your willingness to help a stranger has taught me much. It's not just about hating the corrupted. It's about loving the living while you can. You have been a balm to my weary heart. But I need some time alone. He must be worried sick by now. You can go put his mind at ease. Not today. But perhaps tomorrow. Or the day after that. You needn't worry about me. You've done enough, and I promise not to forget your kindness.
Do you see this? Or are you just going to walk on by like everyone else? Huh, these roads are supposed to be safe. What dark times these must be for people to just turn away from a poor innocent merchant who's been waylaid by rabid wolves. Oh no, the wolves were vicious and slobbery, but they didn't get any of the good stuff. I just need someone to help ride my cart. Do I look like a lumberjack? Or some muscle-bound warrior who can lift a heavy weight with their pinky finger? I need help here. Finally, someone with a heart. Help me out here and I'll see you richly rewarded in Oxborough. I've got friends there in high places, I do.
destiny of this island is already decided. Do you not see it? The weak shall succumb, and the strong shall prevail. Raise your fist against the Crimson Storm, but it is a force of nature and destiny. Join the Tempest and be the storm.
back. You must have done something incredible to soothe the tempest in Tikla's heart. Losing Audrey nearly destroyed her. And I felt so damn helpless watching it happen. Thank you. Because of you, I didn't lose another friend.
I can't believe it. Is it really them?
Herbs and spices for everyone! Hero House to the rescue!
I can't believe it. Oxborough survives its greatest threat yet.
I told you these people are something else. Got their heads in the clouds. I've never met a herbalist as popular as your Mr. How. But maybe they weren't picking the right herbs. You and I know the truth, don't we? Herbalist How may get all the glory, but you're the one who did the work. You're the real hero. Nah, you'd be a fool if you did. Flying your flag everywhere is just an invitation for trouble. You and the old codger are more my sort of people.
Hal made it back! And with all his goods intact. This is marvelous! One less thing to worry about. I feel confident this will sort itself out. Hal's return is such an auspicious occasion. I must believe that Centurion Mesha will return very soon now.